Howdy darlings, and welcome to day 3 of base camp. Today I'm going to be making nachos and surprise guest, which I kind of already told you yesterday, but we have Mosquito over here, Nacho's cousin, and we are cooking his cousin's recipe. And so while Mosquito is over here overseeing the meat cooking, I'm going to take y'all over here and show you how to make some homemade pico de gallo, okay? So, I already pre-chopped the cilantro. I want to make sure that doesn't take up too much time. But I already washed all my fruits and veggies. And so, that's the biggest thing. Always make sure you wash your fruits and veggies. But, come over here. I always make sure to cut off on the ends. Now this is more just a pet peeve. I don't like the end of my tomatoes. And then next thing you want to do is you want to come in here, cut it in half. Now biggest thing to note, the chef's best tool is his knife. And the best knife is a sharp knife. Now sharp knives can be very dangerous. So a disclosure, make sure you be very careful with your hands. That's why I have a special tool that I also bring that helps me get consistent slices without my fingers in the way. So, come over here, little helpful tip is to always leave the skin on the bottom. Otherwise, it's like mashed potatoes. You're just going to be mashing all that juice straight into the board. And that's not very good. But if you'll notice here, you get some nice even slices. Now I'm doing every other just because I like my tomatoes chunky. And then, handy dandy, just keeps on grabbing it. And look how quick that diced. Let's check out Mosquito over there for a second.
This is a brief little rendition of what my mama used to sing to me. Oh yes, I don't remember the words, but it goes something like this. Cooking some ground beef from the cows that came long ago. In the snow, don't you know? Hey! Very important that you add the L. Makes it perfect.
And Mosquito, you can add seasoning as needed over there.
Do you add the seasoning when it is cooked or when it is halfway done?
Either way, seasoning the seasoning.
Seasoning is seasoning.
Alright, so another thing that we're going to do, biggest part of pico de gallo, lime. Lime juices help add in the citric acid. Makes it quite delicious. Now, as you saw, I sliced from top to bottom as I did that in half. I'm going to go ahead and do it into quarters. Helps with squeezing the juices. Alright, biggest thing to know. This is a red onion. It looks purple, but it's a red onion. There are yellow onions that you typically use for burgers, but red onions are a little bit more sweet. I like that sweetness. If you were to make onion rings, you would use a yellow onion and you would slice it like this so you get rings. But the way that we're going to do it today is we're going to cut it in half this way. And I'm actually going to save this part for tomorrow. Tomorrow's recipe is going to be very delicious. But we don't need the whole onion for either recipe. And so I'm going to save it for later. And I will seal that up in just a second. So again, we're going to grab our slicer. Now biggest thing with this, doesn't really matter what side you put it on. I typically do this side, and with my slicer, I've actually learned over the years that if you just cut off the ends real quick, save that for later, slice in those lines, and then I'm going to leave that to the side, leave that to the side, And then I can go ahead and just dice this up real quick. Because there's all the layers, it gets diced up nice and fast. So there we go. Alright. Let's dice this up real quick, slice it. Oh, that camera is so close. I love it. Now, I do have to say, Caleb Miles, he is behind the camera. He is a great photographer. And he is a much better cameraman than the cameraman yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, let's get this last one done. Mosquito, how are we looking over there?
We got the taco meat for the orphans.
Okay, I love it.
It is the base. See how it drips off the spoon. Ah.
So what have you been up to during these COVID times?
My recreational stretches. I have to stay flexible for my next match.
Okay.
I have to make sure to keep my physique under control. Eat a proper tortillas.
Ah, very nice.
Sometimes I eat the corn tortilla. Sometimes I eat the flour tortilla. Sometimes I eat both the tortillas.
Very nice. Which, if you go ahead and come back over here for a second. I just want to remind you, we are having a food competition. So make sure to do tortillas or tortilla chips and today's ingredients. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to start putting everything in here. Now, this is something to impress your guests. Doesn't matter if you spill a little extra, you can easily throw that away. We got plenty. Great thing about onions is they're only like $1.70 or something like that. And so really, they're not that expensive to acquire. So don't be crying over no spilled milk is what I'm saying. Alright, so I got all that together. Now, biggest thing you want to do, squeeze the lime juice, not lemon juice. Definitely lemon juice.
The lemon.
Lemon, but lime.
See.
Lime juice in there. Typically, my mama, Purvis' mama, actually loves throwing away her limes into the garbage disposal within the sink because it makes everything smell good. So, students, make sure to do that at your house. You'll make your mama very proud. Alright, we're going to do one more lime. Want to make sure to squeeze that in there.
Blow it to the orphans.
And then we're going to mix it around. So you got the lime juice, the cilantro, red onion, tomato. And that's looking like some good pico de gallo. Before I headed up here to the DFW area, I made sure to grab some South Texas chips right on the border. It's the best kind of chips you can buy.
On the border.
We also
Only place you can have chips.
We made sure to buy the sour cream. No dollop of daisy. This is the squeezable daisy. I actually met my good friend Scott Williamson down in South Texas, and he taught me the wise wisdom that you get the squeezable sour cream, you can squeeze it all over your nachos, your tortillas, whatever you want. No dollop of daisy for this man. And then, of course, Fiesta
Don't forget, the squeezable bottle helps take the bacteria away. Oh, it's not open.
It's fresh sour cream. It's COVID safe, Mosquito. Now, our last item is Fiesta Blend Cheese. I am so sorry if you are lactose intolerant, but life's a party with cheese, and we're gonna have a party with this cheese. So, biggest thing, oh, how could I forget? I am so sorry. Pepper and salt, that's your seasoning of life. It pretty much goes good on everything. Sometimes it's a little overdone by some people. But salt and pepper in this case, we will love to use it.
No, don't just pour it in. Hiya! Hiya! That's what you get, it's some pizzazz.
Have you been watching that Salt Bae video or something? Do you know who Salt Bae is?
Mosquito does not watch silly things like Salt Bae.
Ah, so Mosquito has his own culture.
He watches Mama do it at home.
Oh, Mama knows how to salt.
Not my real mama because I'm an orphan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But my adopted mama. She blows it on that.
Alright, so, which this is actually not that great of an onion piece, so we're going to just throw that out. But let's go ahead and get our plate out. If you could, go ahead and start laying some chips as our foundation. The best thing about building construction, or even your faith in Jesus, is having a solid foundation. In this case, it's a solid foundation of quality on the border chips, right down from South Texas.
Mosquito's been working on his arms a little much. Did I tell you the proper chipping technique? Take your first handful, hold it over the plate and squeeze it. Drop it on the plate. Don't worry about the ones on the floor, we'll eat those later. Take another one. Gentle squeeze. And the knives fall apart as if your love had left you forever.
Alright, so now that he has added his chips, clearly he loves his chips. But we're going to go ahead and start sprinkling on the meat that has been well seasoned with taco seasoning. Alright, go ahead and do your thing with some more chips. We'll do a little combo of you with chips and me with pico.
This
Make
is a
sure
touchy
it's
process.
spreading
You have
good.
to grab 1 or 2 chips. 1 or 2 chips, no more. And really hard squeeze. You say it's for you, orphans. It is for you.
Now I don't know about you, but I like grabbable chips. So Mosquito, could you please start laying down some foundation chips again?
Sometimes you have to take the chips and
I don't know if it was a good idea having our guest Nacho today. He is quite wound up from COVID quarantining right now.
all I've been doing is my stretchies. I have
So-
not seen anybody. I haven't been able to power drive. No one.
I'm going to go ahead and add in my own chips over here. Create that second layer of foundation. Now word has kind of spread amongst the staff that I've been cooking. So I'm actually going to save some of this for them. We have a lot of hungry staff that have also been lacking on their quarantine and communications. So we'll just kind of throw that on there. And then last thing to do again, top it with some more pico. Everybody loves their pico. All right, get that cheese, throw that on there. We're actually going to save some of this cheese because it will go into tomorrow's recipe, which by the way, tomorrow's competition, I want you to use cheese. If you're lactose intolerant, I'm so sorry. Try using some tomatoes because that'll also be in tomorrow's recipe. But everybody loves their cheese. We're just going to throw that on there. And then the last thing, of course, is we need to make sure to open up this Mosquito.
It is important to take the seal off of this sour cream.
But the greatest thing about this sour cream, no dollops, just squeeze. And there you go. Delicious nachos with Mama Purv and Mosquito. Please enjoy, please try the nachos at home, and make sure to tag us at 210_students and send in your pics of what you are making at home during this COVID quarantine base camp, and we'll see you tonight at 6:30.
You are the best!
See y'all later.